Hello and welcome. My name is Deanna. I'm glad that we get a chance to chat today. I'm sure somebody decided to share this video with you because maybe you're a friend or a family member or maybe a colleague and they respect you. And I believe that they know that you may know of some people that would be a good referral for them. And my job today is just to kind of fill you in on who our company is, what it is that we do, and what we're looking for. I'm not here to sell you anything. So you can just rest assured, we're gonna spend a few minutes. I'm just gonna fill you in on what that person is gonna be doing and who we are. Now, we gotta make a little agreement here, okay? I don't want you to be their crab in a bucket. If you don't know what a crab in a bucket is, there's this story about crabs in a bucket. You put one crab in a bucket and the crab, one, will climb out to freedom. It'll climb to its greatness. But you put more than one crab in a bucket, the other crab will always pull the crab down that's climbing out. When the next crab tries to climb out, the other crab will pull that crab down. And the crabs will die in the bucket. It is not just crab nature, it is human nature as well to pull other people down as they start to climb up and make something of themselves. So I just want you to agree with me today not to do that to the person that sent you this video. Listen through the video, look at this through two sets of eyes. You may know of somebody who needs our services, and you may know of somebody that would be a good fit for the positions with our firm. Push that person up that's shared this video with you and give them some referrals of somebody you know that may be a good fit. Now, it may be you, and that would be great. That's what happened to me. I actually had a future family member, future brother-in-law, almost 20 years ago now, invite me to see a company overview. At the end of the company overview, I'm filling out the sheet of paper with all these check boxes on it. And I'm like, oh, yes, I want one of those financial plans that they offer. And hey, I want to interview with the firm. And I hand the little form in at the end. And the gentleman that was hosting the company overview, he looks at the form and looks at me and he says, you want to interview? And I said, yeah, I want to interview. Why? And he says, you're like 22 and a girl. I said, is that a problem? And he says, well, first of all, you're probably going to have to work 3 times harder than the guys, because when you think of a financial advisor, what do you think of? And I said, okay, yeah, a 55-year-old guy with salt and pepper hair like you. I said, are you telling me I won't do well here? And he says, well, quite honestly, at our company, we have a predetermined set of guidelines. So if you hit the guideline, you're going to get promoted. I don't care if you're older or younger or male or female, but are you willing to be coachable? And I said, yeah. So long story made short, I went through the company's training program. I got a license, and within my first, and I was working full time, by the way, at another job in marketing, started here part-time. After a few months, I was making more than $5,000 a month part-time. So I left my full-time job, came on board full-time here, and guess what? After a few months, I was at an executive level position within the company, and within my first year full-time, I was scraping 6 figures as a 23-year-old kid. Now, I don't say that to impress you, but just to impress upon you the opportunity that lies here today. So you may know some people that are really looking to make a difference for their family, and just send them to the person that invited you to see this video, okay? And I'm gonna just fill you in on the company and what has been going on and what it is that we do. So let me share with you my screen here so that you will be able to see some of the information that we have to share with you. You may have heard of our company. The company is Transamerica, pretty large company. All right, now the company has been around for over 100 years, and they are consistently ranked very well within the industry. And quite honestly, we're actually ranked right now as the #1 broker dealer for female reps. We have more producing female reps than any other company in our industry. So it's been quite fun to be a part of that change since I started in the industry many years ago. Now, it is really interesting to see why it is that companies expand. And let me tell you a little bit about why I believe that our company has done so well within the industry. First of all, we are not captive. That's a dirty word in the industry. Captive, that's when a rep can't shop around for their clients from different companies. They only represent one company. Not us. Not only do we represent the companies you see on the screen, but many others. So we're able to really shop around for our clients to see what may be a good fit for their situation. The other thing that puts us in an interesting spot is the fact that we don't have high minimums like some companies in our industry do. You know, there are companies out there that if you don't have $250,000, maybe $500,000 net worth, you can't sit down with a financial professional like myself. Now, at our company, we could start accounts as small as $10. So you see, we're serving the underserved, and that's really put us in a great position. Not only that, but it's the way we do things here. We take an educational approach. I typically don't look for the slick sales guy. I'm guessing the person that shared this video with you is not the slick sales type, right? They're more of an educator and they really want to help others. That's the type of people that I typically work with and typically want to have come on board with us. So when we sit with people, we really take an educational approach to teach them how to get from where they are now to where they want to go. If you've never heard of the rule of 72 and understand how that's really going to impact your future, you need to talk to the person that invited you. Maybe you don't know the difference between taxable, tax deferred, and tax advantaged accounts. So make sure you talk to the person that shared this video with you. They can get you with a licensed professional. Maybe they're already licensed as well with us, but they can get you in with someone that would be able to really educate you on the different options that are there and really do a checkup on your financial situation. When we do that for people, we put together a financial plan. I kind of look at this as a GPS, right? You know, when you get into your car and you go to utilize your GPS system, what's the first thing you put in? That's right, you put in your destination. Now, by the wonders of technology, that GPS system knows where you started. Well, that's exactly what we do for our clients. We find out where they are now financially, and we find out where they want to go. Maybe when they want to send their kids to college, maybe they want to retire, maybe they want to make sure that the money that when they pass gets to their family the most efficient way possible. And so what we do is we're like that GPS system. We put together this financial plan and we plan out for them turn by turn directions of how to get from point A to point B. You see, we look at these 6 different areas of their finances. We can help them with their cash flow and budgeting, debt management. We can help them out with making sure they have an emergency fund. We also help them out in the insurance world and making sure that they have proper protection in place. And we also help them out with their wealth building. And so that's where that retirement planning, education planning for the kids comes in. And we also have services that can help assist them with wills and so forth so that they can make sure that that money transfers to the next generation appropriately. The best part is when we do this financial plan for people, it's complimentary. So we don't charge a dime for it. And that really allows us to serve people phenomenally. Now, you're saying, wait a minute. So how do you make money? Well, remember those companies I was talking about that we work with? Those companies pay our agents. So our agents don't have to charge our clients. So whenever we do paperwork and set up an account for someone, those companies pay our agents so our agents don't have to charge our clients. Pretty great setup, right? And you're like, okay, well, how much do your agents get paid? So now you have an idea of what we do, and you may have some individuals that you would like to send to the person that shared this video with you. We could write those names down and share them with that person after this is over. But I want to tell you a little bit more about the type of people we're looking for to help us assist people with these financial plans. We look for people that really have a lot of integrity, obviously, and that's why we're asking you, somebody who has a lot of integrity, to refer us to someone else who does as well. To give you an idea, you can see some of these financial examples and income examples on the screen. If we have somebody that's working with us just on a part-time basis, helping out a couple clients a month, so it's pretty part-time. Remember I said I started off part-time. They can be making a pretty good income. Now, we also look for people that want to be in a management situation. So when they're in a management situation, they would be supervising other individuals, okay? And if they're in that situation, managing an office for us, let's say they have a few people, as you can see in this example, that they're supervising, they would make a supervisory income as well. So as you can see, it gets pretty attractive to work with us as on the supervisory end. Now, the more people you supervise, the more money you make. So there's also no glass ceiling to that. That really puts us in an intriguing spot. And you may know some people that really want to make a difference for their families. Now, here's the other thing. There's a huge demand right now for people to enter our industry. And the reason is because there are a bunch of people that are leaving the industry. Remember what I said, when I envisioned what was a financial advisor back 20 years ago, I was thinking some 55-year-old guy with salt and pepper hair. Well, guess what? The average age of the financial advisors today is about 51, and 38% of advisors are expected to retire in the next 10 years. All that's happening when there is such a huge demand for people to really receive some advice on how to help them with their own finances. So there's going to be a shortfall in the financial industry of advisors. And we're looking to put people into our training programs and teach them how to get themselves into a better position. That could be on a part-time or a full-time basis. And we're looking for people who want to move into those executive type positions as well. Now, you don't have to have a background in financial services. We have a training program. You'd go through licensing. And the best part of our program is that there's a lot of mentorship as well. So you would really be able to be mentored by some great people and have access to all of our systems, not only our training systems, but our technology and so forth. So I gotta tell you, it's been a blessing because not only have they paid us well, they treat us well. On top of that, I've had the opportunity to go to Hawaii on a couple of the company trips and got to swim with the dolphins, and I have been able to do all of that. You can see my family here. I was able to rearrange my job around my life instead of my life around my job. And that's really been fantastic to have that type of opportunity as a mom and to be able to speak in front of some of these large crowds and really make a difference for these individuals. But it's all because of the mentorship. I've got to work with people from so many different backgrounds. We've had people who their background was in teaching, or maybe they were a doctor, an attorney, or maybe a labor worker, and they then came on board with us and they decided to make a career with us. And to be able to work with some of these amazing professionals has just been an incredible part of my career. I'll highlight a couple of people. I got to work with this guy, and he is fantastic. His name is Greg Kapp. Greg is from Wisconsin, and he was a postal worker. Started with us part-time. After a few years, he's making some good money, and he's working with us full-time, and decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to leave cold Wisconsin. I'm going to move across the street from Disney World, moves to Florida. And he thought his income would decrease. Interestingly, his income didn't decrease. It increased because he was supervising many people, actually many of the people that you see in this picture here. And now he's making almost a couple $1 million a year, just shy of that. And it's incredible to see that growth. Now, you can also see this gentleman here. I've got a chance to work with him. His name is Jeff Levitan. Look him up. Actually, he's an author of multiple books, and he's just really done some amazing things in his life, started his own foundation. And that's what you do when, by the time he was 30, was working with us, was making like $1 million a year, moves down to Miami and was partying and having a good time and got bored. So he ends up going and was on a trip in Nicaragua actually, and started to see what was going on in that part of the world and saw orphans living off of a garbage dump and said, oh my gosh, I really need to do more in life, and came back, built his business even larger to surround himself with people that could really make an impact. Gets married, has 4 kids, and ends up not only starting this organization that develops these child prosperity centers, so they're more than an orphanage. They also offer education and medical in these third world countries. But he ended up adopting one of the children from one of the orphanages, and he just was really making an impact in the world. And that's what you can do when you're making just shy of $6 million a year, right? And he did that by the time he was 46, 47 years old. So those are the type of mentorships that you would have in this business, not only from people within the industry, but there's also other mentorship opportunities of people from outside of our industry. It's just been a pleasure for me to have that opportunity to be able to work with these type of people that really have a bigger vision. So if you know of anybody that just has had it on their heart that they want more out of their career, more out of their life, more for their family, maybe you know of somebody just that they kind of always known that they're meant for more. I believe that we're all meant for more, and that's why we all have it on our hearts to make a difference. So if you know somebody like that, send that to the person that shared this video. Send them to the person that shared this video with you. If you know somebody who needs our services to be able to get them in a better financial position, send them to the person that sent you this video. Maybe you're like me. Maybe by the end of this conversation, you're sitting there and you're thinking, wow, what about me? I've always had it on my heart to be more. I've always had it on my heart to make a bigger difference, to do more for my family. It was a full-on career change for me. But I learned everything I needed to know through the amazing training program that we have here. So I'm going to end it there. And I hope that you are not the crab in the bucket for the person that shared the video with you. And you are that person that pushes them up. Give them a phone call right after this, as soon as you finish watching this, and give them some referrals in either one of those categories. Somebody that would be a good fit as a client for us, or somebody that would be a good fit to have us interview. Now, it's, you know, this is not get rich quick, and this isn't a join type of thing. What we want to do is we want to interview that person and see if they're a good fit for us. Okay? It's been a pleasure chatting with you today. Maybe I'll get a chance to meet you in person sometime in the future. Be well, be blessed.